You've got your flights booked, you know where you're staying, and you've made sure your passport is ready to go. So you're set to travel, right? What about currency? While there are many ways to manage money while you're overseas, some are much more expensive than others. So in this video, we're going to show you how to easily exchange currency with Travelex, from the products they offer and ways you can exchange, and at the end we'll share our top 6 tips for getting the most out of currency with Travelex. Travelex is one of the most well-known names in currency exchange. They're responsible for the kiosks you see at major airports and have more than 120 locations Australia-wide. You can either order currency online through their website or walk into one of their stores, and they have the option of buying cash or a prepaid travel card. Let's have a look at the best way for you to get your hands on currency from Travelex. If you're traveling in the next few days and need currency in a hurry, going into a Travelex store is the way to go. You can simply walk in and exchange most popular currencies on the spot. Depending on what you need, you can either purchase cash or put it onto a prepaid currency card. There are some things you need to be aware of if you're heading into store. Firstly, while Travelex don't charge a commission fee, there is a fee if you want to pay with EFTPOS. So if you want to avoid fees altogether, it's best to withdraw cash before you go in. The other thing you may need to have with you is your ID. You may not need it for all transactions, but it's best to have it with you just in case. Now you might think the rates are the same across all the Travelex stores, but this isn't the case. As a standard rule, the rates in the CBD are more competitive because there are more currency exchange shops in the vicinity. As well as this, the Travelex stores at the airport are far worse than anywhere else, so it's best to avoid buying currency there. If you're traveling in a week or more, ordering online with Travelex is an easy and convenient way to exchange money. You can order up to $5,000 and they have more than 80 currencies available. On their homepage, you can enter the currency you need and the amount, and it will give you an estimation of the cost. The next page lets you add currencies and gives the options to buy cash, a Travelex money card, or both. If you pay with BPay, you won't be charged any fees. But if you want to pay with card, there's a fee of about 1% depending on the card you're using. You can choose to pick up the order from any Travelex store, including the ones in the airport or at an Australia Post outlet. They also have home delivery in some parts of Australia. Generally with Travelex, your order will be ready within 5 business days, but this depends on how you're paying and where you're picking it up from. If you decide to order currency this way, Travelex offer better rates for some currencies when you're buying more than $2,000. This means if you order US dollars, euros, pounds or yen, the rate gets better when you order more. Worth keeping in mind if your order is less than $2,000. If you don't want to carry cash while you travel, the Travelex Money Card allows you to preload up to 10 popular currencies, which we have listed here. You can purchase the card online or in store and top up in the same way. Now, while the card is technically free, there are some things you need to know about. The initial load fee is $15 or 1.1% of the amount you're loading. And there are also conversion fees you need to know about. You really want to avoid converting between currencies. This is where the card becomes costly. With a conversion fee of almost 6%, it can really hurt if you're doing it frequently. Make sure you're loading it with enough of the currencies you need so you can avoid this. For a more detailed outline of the Travelex Money Card's fees, charges and rates, you can read our review, which we'll link below. When deciding the best option for you, keep these 6 tips in mind. Think about when you're traveling. If it's in the next few days, going into store is your best option. This way you can buy currency on the spot. If you are going into store, the rates in your CBD are better than stores further out. And the rate makes more of a difference the larger the amount you're exchanging. If you're traveling in a week or more, ordering the currency online is a great option. Avoid card fees when you do this by paying with BPay. If you're exchanging currency online, it's worth buying $2,000 worth. Travelex offer better rates for US dollars, euros, pounds and Japanese yen when you do this. Travelex sometimes have promotions for when you're buying currency in store. We'll keep the description below up to date with any that are running. So make sure you have a look there before you go into store. Finally, the Travelex Money Card can be a good option if you don't want to carry cash, but make yourself aware of all the fees involved and avoid converting between currencies where possible. At the end of the day, exchanging currency with Travelex is an easy and convenient way to do it. With lots of options, it helps you get your hands on currencies safely and easily before your trip. Just be aware of the fees on the Travelex Money Card and when you need the currency buy. Now go and enjoy your holiday.